lot know your way around ship and sail. Normally, I don't recruit in a tavern, but in port this far out of normal shipping lanes, I can't be choosing now, can I? You there, what be your name again?
Jason.
Hi. That won't do. We need something more simple. Something. Nibs! Aye, that'd be better.
Okay.
You best know too when I call for you.
Okay.
As quartermaster, I run a tight ship. Now, you told me at the tavern you were skilled helmsman, and you... Nibs, you don't remember? You told me you were on Admiral Nelson's flagship. It was right before you whipped off your shirt and started dancing on the bar. Do you remember, Paul? Well, stand at post here until I sort you out. The rest of you fall in with him. I will be assigning you your positions, and when deck officers get back, they will be sorted. It's a long voyage to England, but we're carrying some precious cargo. Speaking of cargo, here he is now.
I'm very grateful you're helping me carry all this, but you don't need to strain yourself on my account.
No strain, my lady. In His Majesty's Royal Navy, I've grown accustomed to hard manual labor. The fact that my burden today is a boon to you makes these crates feel as if they're full of feathers.
Well, I certainly hope they're not. I won't be able to feed the crew feathers no matter how creative I get. Reporting back, Quartermaster.
Did you gather enough for the journey?
Aye, we had to get a bit creative with the funds. There's not much room for error if things go awry. Now I'm going to go do final inventory and secure our food before we get underway, and maybe lock up the room.
The matter of funds will soon be taken care of at the end of our journey. And I'm assigning you some help, Isabel. Take charge of this one. And you, Mr. Gray, I don't see the medical supplies I asked you to procure.
I thought my time better suited helping Isabel.
Well, let me remind you, upon my ship, I'm God Almighty herself, and when I give an order, it's to be obeyed.
Again, I'm not your crew. I don't take orders from thieves and vagabonds.
Oh, on this ship you do. Let me remind you, I think your father would pay just as handsomely for your return, even if you were missing a finger or two.
I know how valuable my life is, so best tread lightly. And now that I'm off that island back to civilization, what's stopping me from sliding off from here and finding another passage back home?
I can think of a reason you stay.
Found what you asked. And there wasn't much, but I can make more during the journey.
Excellent. It's a long voyage to England. I'd hate for you to be confined to the brig for the length of it. Dismissed.
So I says to her, why is pirating so addictive?
No.
Because once you lose the first hand, you get hooked!
Ah! I see you two are enjoying your shore leave. Are you fit to sail?
I wish I wasn't, but the barkeep ran out of rum. Imagine that!
Aye, well, that's on account of him, I reckon.
You Oh, look who's here! Wasn't sure by the strainer last night. Take note, James. The true mark of a sailor. How much he drinks at night and the quick of his step in the morning.
Belay that corrupting advice there, Percy, and take this one. Make sure they know how to tie down the lines. Best be ready during storm season.
Aye, Lenora.
Thank you. It's not likely to be late. James, prep the cannon. Your commanding officer is late.
Upon you speaking of your most capable crew member is unbecoming of a quartermaster.
The tides wait for no one, and the captain will be back any minute. I was about to send a search party. It is unlike you to be late.
Then you'll be happy to know my time spent at port proved fruitful. I got them, Lenora. Took some convincing, but I managed to leak them wholesale. The most up-to-date charts of the Western Isles. After we drop off His Nobleness back in England, we'll be ready to catch her.
With these, we can chart a course through the naval line straight into privateer waters. Well done, Charlotte. Yes, once we return Edward and get the reward, we'll have everything we need to find them. Take charge of your new command here. Make sure they know their way around Old West. Sail with the tide.
Aye, aye. All right, this way. Oi! I was passing by the market and found us head there. I thought it would match your dress. That's very thoughtful of you. You didn't have to do that. I know. on deck.
What we're doing here?
What are all those funny drawings on the edge of the map?
It's to mark the areas unexplored. Still to be mapped out, uncharted and wild.
Is there really something out there? I mean, they look like monsters.
Dragons, boy.
Captain on deck?
Aye, boy. In these waters, here be dragons. Here be dragons. No finer adventure be found and no sea. Here be dragons. No risk, no reward, nowhere else could I be.
Tides will rise and tides will fall.
We know the cost
Till our swords we draw. Uncharted seas where monsters and men are bound to be. He's small unknown, still our faces be shown, for none can stave off the call of the sea.
The sea.
The sea. Here be dragons, and no mortal coils can save us from her. Here be dragons, she'll spare no fair lust and no mangy old cur.
No finer adventure be found than
Nowhere
the sea.
else
Tides will rise and tides
Nowhere
will
else
fall.
could I be.
Here be dragons. Here be
Nowhere else
dragons.
could I be.
Tides will rise and
Nowhere
tides will
else
fall.
could I be.
Here be dragons. Here be dragons. We know our success will come free. Yet with each new horizon, we're keeping our eyes on the prize that we hold most dear. Even though there be dragons, here be dragons. Though there's bound to be dragons, here be dragons. There'll always be dragons. Here.
Make up the topsail.
Step to it.
All right. The anchor.
Secure the rigging.
Lenora, give us a southwesterly heading.
Aye, Captain.
Captain, England will be the northeast approach.
'Tis true there, shipwright. But I had a word with the port master last night. The Huntress passed here not a fortnight ago. Marcus has been sighted nearby, heading west. Now, some of you are new, but you all know him. The betrayer. The first mate of Captain Dawes. Killed him. Stole his family ring. The golden signet that marks one as Lord of all pirates. As a former pirate himself, he uses his knowledge to hunt and destroy us. On this voyage, I will change that. We now have him in our grasp.
Sir, we struck a bargain that you would return me to England, and in exchange, I would convince my father to refit your ship, finance your crew.
And I still intend to be keeping my promise, young Viscount, just as soon as we find and sink our quarry.
And what does your new crew think of this detour? And how long can you afford to pay them before the rum runs dry and the funds disappear?
The crew follows my orders here. All hands stations. The tide is here. This is a pirate ship. If any of you don't like it, throw yourselves over.
It's to be expected. A pirate going back on his word. You know, my father said that a man run by greed knows no honor.
Spare us your self-righteousness. Cut through your fancy clothes and feathers. We are cut from the same
I do
cloth.
not steal from others or go back on my word. You people can romanticize this life all you'd like. But at the end of the day, you're just thieves on boats. My family has always...
How do you think your family became noble? They took it. Through guile or sword, one does not become rich and attain power without robbing someone else of theirs. And just because you're generations removed doesn't mean you don't benefit from their effort.
could teach if you like.
My husband would never approve.
Seems like all the more reason to do it. People should be free to pursue whatever they want. That's what being a pirate's all about. Now, you really don't speak much of your husband.
I don't want to bore anyone with such a simple story.
Never met a strong person with a simple past.
Well, what's there to say? It was exciting at the beginning, disappointing in the middle, and cruel at the end.
I'm sorry.
And that's why, when I saw your ship's manifest pop up in his office, a small, unaffiliated vessel headed to London, I approached your captain and pleaded for passage. So, are you going to show me how this works?
Thought you never asked. Plus, you never know when that kind of information would become necessary.
You know, I lament a world where a woman would need to learn to use a cannon.
Well, I'm not from your world, your worship is. Because there is no one from your world who shoots better in battle than me.
I've never been in a battle before.
Right? We better be ready then. James, we're conducting a live fire drill. Grab my new friend and ready yourself. All right, come on. Now, what can improve? Fires on volleys in 7 seconds. We aim to be better. All right? Load her up. You can do it, Crowder.
Don't fuck up. It's only a cannon.
Let it.
Just say.
All right.
You're doing
Very
great.
good. Crowder ready? Ready and fire! Ooh. Nice work, right? Not bad. What do you think of that, Mr. Gray?
I say I hope we don't see battle anytime soon.
Do you really think we can win? We must.
Look, this crusade, this all seems very personal for the captain. He's low on funds. It's foolish for him to be flying out danger without a properly trained crew.
It should be personal for all pirates. Marcus, he's the reason the inferno sunk.
Oh yes, the inferno. Quite the menace, wasn't it? The most dangerous pirate ship of the century. You know, I believe it was brought down by a group of privateers.
Only because Marcus betrayed them. Told them exactly where their secret code was. Has his own ship now. The Huntress. And he's been using his knowledge to destroy secret holds and ambush pirates at sea. But we'll stop him.
I've never heard of the Inferno before.
How can you have never heard of it before? It was the greatest pirate ship of the 7 seas.
That depends on your definition of the word great. In my world, we would use a different word.
Well, who cares what world we're all from? We're all on a ship together, aren't we? Adventure around every corner, danger and glory just on the horizon, greeting the day and ending the night with our crew. The Avengers of the Inferno.
To the glory that awaits us, and to the inferno.
Let's hear it then. Tell me about this Inferno.
Well, truthfully, the Inferno is nothing without its infamous leader, Captain Dawes.
Correct, because the ship is sunk.
Yes, I'm getting there. I'm telling the story.
Yeah, James is telling the story.
There once was a captain, soon to be, who started out just as poor as me, a merchant sailor upon the sea by the name of... Yeah, I know, but what was his first name? Was it just by the name of something... No, it's not right.
Don't knew his first name.
One day his merchant's wage ran dry, whilst all his bosses wealthy thrived, and there he swore an eye for an eye, the rageful Captain Dawes. Percy! That's when Marcus comes in. He found some pirates led by Marcus, struck a deal and joining forces, led his newfound crew into a mutiny. They killed the men who wouldn't join him, fit the ship with cannons, and when all was said and done, Dawes named his new ship the Inferno.
Oh, we should have known Marcus was likely to mutiny again.
Well, it took him an awfully long time. Do you know why?
Right?
Dawes' eyes were cloaking like an eel's, and when he touched you, you could feel your nightmares all would soon be real. Oh, fearsome Captain Dawes.
Come on, James. I'm sure his eyes didn't actually glow.
Yeah, they did. My friend heard from a sailor in town. After 20 years through grief and pain, as king of terror he would reign. No man could cross him, as they say, no frightened Captain Dawes.
Grief and pain.
He had to rhyme with rain.
Surely you have a son,
I
boss.
say you had a daughter. No one knows where she is or if she's even alive.
That monstrous man brought much loss to the Navy. He blocked a most important port a whole fortnight, caused all to pay a tax to pass, stole from every cargo ship he touched.
Sounds like the Viscount.
Be wary of what tales you take to heart. All history has two sides, you must learn the truth from lies.
Boring. Tell me what about the French Emperor.
No, the rings. Oh, the famous San Juan galleon had just returned from travels in the New World full of treasure when our captain heard the news.
Oh, what kind of treasure?
With gold and silver.
Diamonds?
True, with diamonds, bracelets.
And rings too.
So many spoils, oh, what to do. Look, here comes Captain Dawes. The galleon put up a fight with combat lasted day and night. A giant war broke out, who would find victory? The San Juan ship was quickly boarded, and Captain Dawes could not be thwarted.
Gunpowder, gentlemen! On a ship in the middle of everything!
Shut up, Edward. Keep it off your
This is a...
What the seven devils is going on here? This is a ship at sea, not a tavern. Which sailor's responsible for this? Listen here, you lot. For 2 years I've searched for word of Marcus. 2 years of searching every flea-infested port up and down the coast and isles. For the first time, we have a real chance at stopping this pirate hunter and avenging our fallen brothers and sisters. And I will not tolerate any loose cannons or drunkards on my ship. Lenora. The plank.
Captain, I think
Quartermaster.
Right, to the plank then. Charlotte, your assistant.
He was just excited about us setting sail. No harm was done. If he walks the plank, he might not be ashore.
The ship is ruled by the discipline of her crew. Now, I know you're new on the ship. When I agreed to let you stay aboard, you swore that you would follow my orders. Are you willing to risk the lives of everyone here on the chance that this one can stay responsible throughout the voyage? I mean, we all saw him dancing last night.
Edward, say something.
Look, Captain's right. This man willingly serves under a pirate flag. I see it as no great loss.
I willingly serve under a pirate flag.
You're different.
Charlotte.
Look here, I don't like this any more than you. But the captain is right. He gave me a chance when no one else would, so my loyalty is to him. You might be right.
Well, I'm willing to take a chance on him. Captain, you said it was a risk having him on board. And that's a risk I'm willing to take. Put it to a vote. Ask the rest of the crew. Hasn't anybody ever taken a risk on you?
Fine. We'll ask the rest of the crew. And any calamity that befalls, be it on your head.
Those in favor of saving Nibs, raise your hand and say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Looks like we have a tie. Well, newcomers, now's your chance to have a say in what happens aboard our ship. So what say ye? Spare Nibs or have him walk the plank?